Hello everyone. I'm a bit croaky. You'll have to excuse my voice if it cracks or disappears completely. I've had a sore throat for nearly a week now. It's been wanting to turn into a cold. I'm not letting it. I've been battling it with vitamin C and all kinds of vitamins and supplements and good stuff. Big thank you to Clive DeCarl, who I interviewed. I'm trying to think actually whether it was last week or the week before now. He sent me a batch of his wonderful supplements, so that's definitely helped keep me in way better shape than if I'd not have had those. So you can check out that interview with Clive. Actually, it's I'm trying to get it uploaded onto Odyssey, but it's on Telegram, and it's pinned in the channel there, so you can see it there, but I will get it spread to other platforms. Lots of good information. Excuse me. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. Obviously we've had what appears to be, oh hey Sylvia, thank you. Yeah, this is my voice sounding way much better than before. Everyone was just laughing at me. I did sound like a kind of cross between Marge Simpson, E.T. and Boy, just when the voice is breaking. So I'm on the mend. I've got my hot drinks as well. So it does appear like we've had a bit of a victory, with the rollback on restrictions, the mask mandates and so on. What I would say, and I have been saying, it's not to be negative or, to just say, oh, it means nothing. I think it does mean a lot, actually. I think this has happened because of the tremendous pushback here in the UK. So kudos to absolutely everybody who's been fighting this. I think, England in particular, the whole of Britain, but England, the protest movement and just the fight in people has been quite an example to the rest of the world. I know, speaking to other people around the world, they've been watching what we've been doing, and yeah, they've been really, really impressed and quite envious of the unity that we do have here. So I think absolutely it's a lot to do with that, but it's certainly not a reason to get complacent or to think, oh, we've it's all going to just unravel now and the whole thing will be called off. It's not going to happen. We've still got the vax mandates in place, which is absolutely unacceptable. They have to go. We've still got all the NHS staff being threatened with the sack. We've got I'm speaking to care staff as well all the time, excuse me, a little bit sniffly, about they're being sacked. So this is all still happening. There's no talk of that being rolled back on. So until we've got something like that would be a major victory. But we have to watch out for things like this. We've had it before with the vax passports, toing and froing. They're about to roll them out, then suddenly no, they're not, and they've this is what they do. And I think it's really important to not get too sidetracked by this whole virus thing. Obviously it's the thing that's in everyone's consciousness because it's what they're using at the moment to get their agenda through, but people need to realise what they're using this for, and it is this social credit system, digital nightmare. They want us just enslaved, you know, living under this, it's like a digital AI tyrannical worldwide power, and that's the end game, and it's been planned for so long. Everything is hinging on this for them, the powers that should not be. This is the end time for them. It's all or nothing. So they are going to keep going. They will do whatever it takes, So we just cannot be complacent. Absolutely celebrate the victories, because we've got a lot to feel very proud about. But this is not going anywhere. They're in this for the long haul. Like I said, it's been very long in planned, this rollout. So and probably, you know, we're looking at decades down the line. We all know about Agenda 21 and Agenda 30, and this has gone nowhere. You know, it's although there are massive hurdles, and I absolutely firmly believe they will not win. They will not win, but there's a hell of a long way to go, and we need to be really vigilant. You know, they're pushing for this cashless society. We're seeing more supermarkets coming out. You know, we had the facial recognition technology, which I know a lot of supermarkets are using. I think the Co-op was highlighted because it was a specific Chinese state-owned technology that they're using, which has been banned in other countries because it's, you know, it's such a security threat, national security threat. But other supermarkets, absolutely, Asda, Tesco's, they're using them as well. We've just seen Aldi is opening its first store. I think that's one in London as well, which is following suit after Tesco's again, and Amazon, where there's excuse me, I think there's no even card payments. Forget cash. You know, it's literally, you have to have an app to get in the store, so you're being tracked and traced through that. Cameras, you can imagine, absolutely everywhere. So no need for staff. So again, people's jobs being replaced by technology, and AI is, you know, running all of this stuff. This is all going on. You know, our food system, just the way that we're dependent on the supermarkets for food. It's every system you can think of that we're dependent on is owned by the powers that should not be. And it's intentional, it's by design, because they have complete control of us getting our basic human needs met. You know, and what we're seeing more and more of is that they're not actually even seen as human rights anymore. Access to clean, unadulterated by fluoride drinking water, for example, you know, food of any kind, shelter, warmth. It's now, it's being peddled as some kind of privilege, which is not the case. But they hold all the strings. They want us off the roads. They don't want us to have any freedom of movement. They control the oil, fuel industries. So we're at the mercy of you know, these huge price hikes, or they decide, oh, right, we're going to have so-called strikes, or there are shortages, and we're screwed because they own all of it. And this is what people have to realise is, what we had before was not normal. We had normalised the way we lived, and because we were, you know, especially in the West, we've been pretty fortunate in that we've been able to survive, and and even, you know, thrive to a certain extent if you've been able to kind of make it within this very controlled, restrictive system. You know, that we've had an element of the good life, if you can call it that. But that's, you know, those times are gone, and it's, that system did not work for so many people. You know, for so many people that work full time, really hard, no hope of ever owning their own home, not a hope. Whereas, you know, our parents, no problem. It didn't matter what job they were working. And if you were working, you could get a mortgage, you could own your own home. Not a chance. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. So what future for the next generations, never mind our own? So harking back to something that might have worked okay for you, you know, I'm all right, Jack. No, that's gone anyway. But what we need to be doing now is creating our own systems, our own alternative systems, so we are not dependent on these massive corporations that are owned outright and controlled by a very, very tiny few, you know, in the elite. There's parasitic, I can't even call them humans. I mean, there's debates as to whether they actually are, but the entities, you know, that just leech off of us, and they can pull the plug at any moment, and that's the cards that they can, yep, here we go. Well, if you're not going to do this, then we pull the plug, and we have shortages, we have just all kinds of mayhem. And because people will do anything to survive, that's how they get away with it, because that's when they've got you. Whereas if we have our own systems, we've got our own healthcare, we've got our own food supply. We need to be connected as well to these things. They've done this on purpose. You know, most kids, they haven't got a clue where the food they eat actually comes from, what it is, how it grows, how on earth they would ever grow it. They've just removed us so far from nature and from just control over our own lives, our own existence, that we've got to get that back. And it's like there's a bit of a window of opportunity here. So because we've been pushing so hard, they're having to step back with no intention of actually canning anything. Like, it's not possible, but we're hindering them. So this is the time now to, you know, with this brief kind of respite, get things in place, you know, really get together with your other standers and get your plan Bs in place, sort out your food banks, you know, look at all the alternatives, you know, supporting small local business. There are lots of awake farmers out there, where you can get produce from them instead. Just unplug from the big corporations, get really clued up on your rights. There's so much information out there now on common law and, you know, all of those kinds of things. It's time for us to really get empowered. This you know, I know I'm saying that we shouldn't rest on our laurels and you know, the battle's not won, but at the same time we should feel empowered by this rollback of restrictions, because it's definitely down to us. I don't believe that it's part of their plan, that they would suddenly ease restrictions to lull us into a full sense of security. I think people can be lulled into a full sense of security by that, but I don't think that was the intention, because there's nothing they want more than people to simply go along. And they don't want to be saying, oh, no more masks, or oh, we're not going to do the vax passports. Absolutely not. It's entirely down to people saying, no, we're not having it, we're not doing it. So feel empowered by that, definitely. And, you know, with that energy, seeing what is possible, move forward, but don't be fooled into thinking that there's any going back to normal, because I keep on and on saying it, these systems are owned by them. We're not going to go back and have everything on tap and blah, blah, because they were designed, they're put in place for us to be dependent on. So they've got control. We can't go on like that. It's time to create another society. Those that want to just go along and continue, that's up to them. But for those of us that know, you know, until people truly see the nature of this evil and understand this is not a group of just greedy people where they just want more money. They've got more money than, they don't even need money. They own everything. It's not about money. The people lower down, absolutely, of course it is. You know, those people that just exploit, and they're just puppets. You know, they're part of it, but they are not. This is not the motivation of the very few at the very, very top. It's all out control over humanity. They hate humanity, and it's something that has to be exposed fully before any of this can really come crashing down completely. And, you know, some of us have got a very good idea of what that's about, and who these, well, if not who exactly these people are, certainly what they're here for and what their intentions are. So, yeah, all of the elites are soulless, starseed. Yeah, they are, you know, and that's the thing. It's very difficult for people to imagine, us regular folk, that such evil could exist. It's just beyond their ken, you know. Oh, we had a little pause. It's probably because I've been going on for so long. I'm going to stop soon. But yeah, I just felt it was really important to say, you know, the focus needs to be on building our own alternatives. You know, we cannot be dependent any longer on all of these systems for our basic needs. You know, money's going to go. The banks are completely corrupt. We know all this. So that's where our energy needs to go. Also, and absolutely pushing back. We can do both. You know, we're saying no all the time, and that's having results. But at the same time, we've got to take our control back, and not be dependent on them, where anybody can just say, okay, well, you're not doing what I want, so I'm pulling the plug, and you've got no access to food, clean drinking water, power, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. So those that are saying, oh, why are you bothering with the rally on Saturday? Because, you know, the restrictions is that they're missing the point entirely. This is the beginning. We ain't seen nothing yet. We really haven't. So people need to get really empowered, stand strong, really bond more and more and more with their local communities, get things going. We've got some things in the pipeline coming through the stand soon, which will help massively in all of this, in building our communities and bringing us together even more. So I'll keep you posted. But yeah, in the meanwhile, look after yourselves. Have a great day tomorrow, wherever you are. It's very unlikely that I'll be making it, because with this, I do feel like I need to look after myself a bit, and just being in the cold air just makes me hack constantly. So I'll play it by ear, but I will certainly be right there in spirit, and definitely at the next one. So yeah, lots of love to you all. Take care, and I will speak to you soon. Peace.